Everyone, and welcome to our C++ tutorial on how to run a C++ program from the command line. So I have my IDE pulled up here. This might look a little bit different than the other IDEs you're used to. I know we're using the Codiva online IDE. This is basically is very similar, except at the bottom here we have this terminal window. Now this terminal window is sort of just an easy way of looking at this terminal or this console. So these exist in whether you're on a Windows machine, a Unix machine, or a Mac like I'm using, or a Linux machine. It's very, very similar concepts. So this terminal down here is the same thing as what I just pulled up. So every command that I'm running in this terminal, you can easily run in this terminal right here. So what I'm going to do first is I'm inside of my Intro to C++ folder. And inside of that folder, we have our C++ program. Now our extension here is .cpp. It could just as easily be .cc. The extension and those are two equivalent extensions. For this example, I've just chosen .cpp. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the G++ compiler. So the G++ compiler is an open source C++ compiler that's made by GNU. GNU, written GNU, creates open source software that can be used, that's pretty stable and can be used, is kind of like an industry standard as far as open source is concerned. So I'm going to use our G++ compiler, and I'm going to tell it to compile our test.c++ program. So what I do when I click this is it's going to trigger a precompile step, a compile step, a linker step, and then it'll generate an executable. So I click that, and it looks like nothing has happened, but if I look in our folder using the ls command, I can see that now, before we just had our C++ program, now we have our C++ program and this executable file. So it hasn't run the program yet, it's just generated the executable file. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to type ./a.out, and doing this will run the executable program, and we should see in our terminal, we should see the output of hello world. And we see that here. So this is our program being run, and it ends with this little percentage sign. That's something that this particular shell that I'm using, this terminal that I'm using, generates that whenever a program ends that doesn't have a indicator that it's ended, such as an escaped character. So you don't really need, for the purposes of our class, you don't really need to know how to do this stuff, but I just thought it would be good for you guys to see how to run a program in a terminal in case you wanted to do some development on your own that doesn't involve the Codiva environment. So this is generally how you do it. You use you compile your program, and that pulls in all of our external libraries that we need, our external namespaces, and it creates one executable program, and then we can run that executable program by just doing a / and then the executable's name. That will then give us our result. So that's how you do it in a nutshell. Again, we're not going to need to do this for this class, but it's just a good thing to know. Thanks.